The world is full of raw, untamed power, sometimes roaring as a storm, shaking the sky with thunder and lightning, reminding us how small we are in the face of nature's might. Other times, that power whispers from the ground, hidden beneath our feet, quietly building pressure, waiting for the right moment to reveal itself. In Wandan Township, southern Taiwan, the earth woke up on June 26, 2025, just after dawn. The morning air was still, the sun barely peeking over the horizon, when something extraordinary began to stir beneath the fields and homes. The ground trembled, not an earthquake, but something stranger. The vibrations were subtle at first, a gentle warning that something deep below was shifting. Next to Wandan Temple, the earth split open, tearing a jagged line through the soil right beside a place of worship that had stood for generations. 4 vents erupted, spewing thick gray mud and gas, reaching up to 2 meters high. The mud fountained into the air, coating everything nearby in a heavy, sticky layer. A 5th vent burst in a nearby ditch, turning water into a churning river of muck. The once clear ditch became a swirling, muddy torrent, threatening to overflow. For over 10 hours, this spectacle continued, a relentless outpouring from deep below. The mud volcano showed no signs of stopping, as if the earth itself was determined to make its presence known. But the mud was only half the story. The landscape was transformed, blanketed in a thick layer of gray, but something even more dramatic was about to unfold. The real spectacle was the fire. As dusk fell, the eruption took on a new, even more dangerous form. Methane gas hissed from the vents, highly flammable and familiar to locals. The air was thick with the smell of gas, a warning and an invitation all at once. Instead of panic, villagers acted. Armed with burning rags on poles, they ignited the gas. This was not just a reaction, but a ritual, a tradition passed down through generations. Instantly, a crown of fire lit the morning sky, a breathtaking dance of earth and tradition. Flames leapt high, illuminating faces and fields, a spectacle both beautiful and terrifying. The Wandan Mud Volcano is a restless giant, erupting unpredictably within a 1-kilometer area. Its power is always lurking, never fully at rest, always threatening to awaken. It's erupted 10 times in 3 years, sometimes even beneath the temple itself. Each eruption leaves its mark, a reminder of the delicate balance between people and the land they call home. Luckily, this eruption spared crops, and the village chief quickly organized excavators to clear the mud before it hardened. The community moved fast, knowing that every minute counted. It's a race against time, a true survival challenge for the community. Neighbors joined forces, shoveling, digging, and hauling, determined to protect their homes and livelihoods. In Wandan, nature's power and human resilience meet, every time the earth decides to wake. Here, the story of the mud volcano is not just about destruction, but about the enduring spirit of a community that refuses to be defeated. Subscribe, like, and share Cosmo Academia. So, what is a mud volcano? It's not a fiery mountain, but a messy, cooler cousin. Picture a pimple on the earth's skin. Pressure from below finds a weak spot and bursts through. Mud volcanoes are small cones of mud and clay, sometimes just a few meters high. They're made of sediment, not molten rock. Deep underground, water and gases like methane get trapped under immense pressure. When the pressure becomes too great, it forces mud and gas to the surface through cracks. These eruptions can be gentle or explosive, depending on the gas pressure. The mud is a slurry of clay, silt, and water, often salty or acidic, mixed with gas. Unlike true volcanoes, mud volcanoes are low-temperature features, a window into the shifting, pressurized world beneath our feet. They show us that the planet can be incredibly active, even without molten rock. To understand mud volcanoes, think deep below the surface, where pressure rules. Layers of sediment are compacted, squeezing water and gases like methane into pockets. The pressure builds, like a shaken soda can, waiting for release. Triggers like tectonic shifts or gas buildup fracture the rock, opening a path to the surface. The pressurized mix of gas, water, and sediment rushes upward, eroding rock and picking up more mud. As it nears the surface, gas expands rapidly, sometimes causing explosive eruptions. The sound can range from gentle bubbling to a loud roar, the planet exhaling. At the surface, mud flows out, building and eroding cones with each eruption. Afterward, the mud hardens, but rain and new eruptions reshape the landscape. This cycle of eruption and rebuilding defines the life of a mud volcano. It's a constant reminder of the restless forces beneath our feet. When you hear the word volcano, you probably picture towering mountains spewing rivers of glowing lava and thick clouds of ash into the sky, a dramatic and fiery spectacle that captures our imagination. These are magmatic volcanoes, intensely hot, incredibly destructive, and born from molten rock that rises from deep within the Earth's mantle, sometimes traveling tens of kilometers before erupting at the surface. Magma erupts at temperatures soaring above 1,200 degrees Celsius, reshaping entire landscapes with rivers of fire, thick ash clouds, and explosive force that can change the course of rivers and even alter coastlines. But not all volcanoes are fueled by fire. Mud volcanoes are much cooler, driven instead by the movement of fluids and gases trapped in the upper layers of the Earth's crust. Their eruptions are muddy, not fiery, and the material they spew is often close to the temperature of the surrounding air, sometimes just a bit warm to the touch. You can stand surprisingly close to a mud volcano without being scorched, though you might get splattered with thick, sticky mud as it bubbles and bursts from the ground. Magmatic volcanoes build massive mountains, sometimes reaching thousands of meters high, and their eruptions can send ash and gases high into the atmosphere, affecting global climate for years. Mud volcanoes, on the other hand, are much smaller. Their cones are easily eroded by wind and rain, often disappearing within decades or centuries. Magmatic eruptions eject molten lava and volcanic ash, while mud volcanoes erupt thick mud and methane gas, creating a very different kind of spectacle. The gases they release are different too. Mud volcanoes emit methane and carbon dioxide, not the sulfur dioxide that gives magmatic eruptions their sharp, acrid smell. While magmatic volcanoes can be catastrophic, unleashing devastation across vast areas, mud volcanoes are gentler, but still powerful enough to reshape the land and surprise anyone nearby. They're a messier, cooler, and sometimes even playful expression of the planet's inner workings, bubbling up from below to remind us of the dynamic forces beneath our feet. Two very different forces. One fiery and explosive, the other muddy and mysterious, both shaping our world in their own unique ways. Subscribe, like, and share Cosmo Academia. Wandan's eruption is dramatic, but mud volcanoes are found worldwide. There are over 1,000 on land and many more hidden in the oceans. They thrive where tectonic plates collide and thick sediments trap gas and water. Azerbaijan is the global hotspot, with nearly 400 mud volcanoes, some shooting flames visible for kilometers. Indonesia's Lusi mudflow has buried villages for years, displacing thousands. In the Americas, they bubble from Alaska to Colombia, and in the US, near California's Salton Sea. Many exist underwater, creating unique ecosystems fueled by methane. These deep-sea mud volcanoes support life without sunlight, a frontier for science. In June 2025, the Borealis mud volcano was discovered off Norway, spewing methane-rich water and offering new scientific insights. Mud volcanoes are a global phenomenon, each one a window into Earth's hidden depths. Gas is the engine of every mud volcano eruption, mainly methane, the same gas we use for cooking. But here, deep beneath the surface, it builds up in vast, invisible reservoirs, waiting for the right moment to escape. Its presence reveals ancient organic material buried and transformed over millions of years. These layers of Earth are like a time capsule, preserving the story of life that once thrived here, now converted into energy-rich gases. Alongside methane, carbon dioxide, and nitrogen bubble up, all under immense pressure. This cocktail of gases is constantly seeking a way out, pushing upwards through cracks and weak spots in the Earth. When a fissure opens, the gases expand violently, propelling mud skyward. The eruption can be sudden and dramatic, sending mud and gas high into the air in a spectacular display of nature's force. The constant bubbling and hissing is the sound of the Earth venting its ancient breath. It's a reminder that the planet is alive, always shifting and changing beneath our feet. In Wandan, locals ignite the methane for safety and tradition, turning a hazard into a controlled crown of fire. This ritual is passed down through generations, blending practical knowledge with cultural heritage. Burning the gas prevents dangerous explosions and transforms potent methane into less harmful carbon dioxide. It's a simple act with powerful consequences for both safety and the environment. Methane is over 25 times more effective at trapping heat than CO2, so burning it reduces environmental impact. This small flame helps protect the atmosphere from a much greater threat. This practice is a blend of tradition, safety, and environmental science. It's a unique example of how local customs can align with global efforts to protect our planet. It's a fiery solution to a natural gas leak, where local wisdom meets global concerns. Here, the community takes an active role in managing the Earth's unpredictable forces. The crown of fire is both a spectacle and a safeguard. At night, it glows like a beacon, a symbol of resilience and respect for nature's power. In Wandan, it's a symbol of living with the Earth's unpredictable power, and a testament to the harmony between people and the land they call home. Mud volcanoes may not build mountains, but they reshape landscapes in unique ways. Each eruption creates a new layer of mud, building small cones or fields of miniature volcanoes. These features are dynamic, built up by eruptions, worn down by wind and rain. Large eruptions can blanket fields, divert streams, and cover farmland with salty, mineral-rich mud. Sometimes destructive over time, these minerals can enrich the soil. Offshore, mud volcanoes can create temporary islands, soft, muddy, and quickly eroded by waves. Repeated eruptions can sometimes build more lasting features. The constant release of fluids creates springs and seeps, supporting unique ecosystems. In arid regions, these springs can be the only water source for miles. Mud volcanoes are a vital link between deep subsurface processes and the surface world. Subscribe, like, and share Cosmo Academia. Living near a mud volcano means facing constant unpredictability. Eruptions can strike anywhere, fields, roads, even under homes, without warning. Cleanup is a race against time. Wet mud is heavy and sticky, but once dry, it's like concrete. Villagers must act fast, using excavators to clear the sludge before it hardens. Infrastructure is at risk. Power lines, pipelines, and roads can be damaged or destroyed. The Lucy mudflow in Indonesia is a stark warning. Entire communities have been forced to relocate. Despite the challenges, people adapt, turning hazards into traditions and mud volcanoes into symbols of resilience. In places like Wandan, they're part of local culture, science, and even spirituality. It's a testament to human ingenuity in the face of nature's unpredictability. Mud volcanoes are more than a messy curiosity. They're a window into Earth's hidden processes. By studying them, scientists learn about oil and gas formation, tectonic pressures, and even earthquake risks. They're natural laboratories, offering clues from deep underground. Mud volcanoes remind us that the planet is alive, shifting and breathing beneath our feet. Their eruptions connect us to primal forces that have shaped Earth for billions of years. Deep-sea mud volcanoes support unique life, thriving on chemicals in total darkness. These discoveries expand our understanding of life on Earth and where it might exist elsewhere. Ultimately, mud volcanoes challenge us to adapt, inspire scientific discovery, and reveal the wild, dynamic nature of our world. They demand our respect and awe, a critical part of the planet's story. Subscribe, like, and share Cosmo Academia